Hello everyone, this is a different video from the last few I've been posting. You're looking at this and saying what the heck this is, unless you're a paintballer, you wouldn't really know what this is. These are my paintball markers for pistols, and I do have other markers for woods ball and for speedball. It's something I used to do a lot in the past, but I haven't in the last, 2 and a bit years. So these are the three that I have. These are paintball markers, and two of them are from Oraikon, and then the other one is from War Sensor. And that'd be these two, Oraikon, and then this one is the War Sensor. The War Sensor is actually my favorite one. That's the Zeus G1, and I'll show you why it's my favorite one. It's also the oldest one that I have. It's this guy over here, and it's like 2005. And then these two, this is the Overlord, and that's from 2007, although this one in particular I just picked up not too long ago again to replace my old one. And then this one is the newer ACP 2.0 that they have. It's the newer version of this, the upgraded version, but I think it's been out on the market since let's say late 2008, probably even earlier. I am in Canada, so things come here a little bit slower than other places like in the States. But anyways, I'll start with the Overlord. This isn't going to be so much a review, but more of, kind of a show and tell, I guess. And there's lots of other reviews out there that you can take a look at. Of all the three markers I have here, the ACP is the lightest one. But this one is one of the most favorites out there. This is the Overlord RX. It's very simple to use. It's quite robust. It's quite accurate. And this is, the cocking and your safety right here, this pin. So it lets go. Your CO2 goes in here. So you open it up. And your little CO2 cartridge will go in there. Right inside here. And it punctures in. And that's what shoots your bolt back. But anyways, these guys, one of the favorites around, because you can probably pick them up for anywhere from $100 to $150 easily, no problem. Magazine where all the paintball goes in. Okay, this spring loaded, so you can pop off the back right here and roll the balls in. Or if you have a lot of additional magazines, you can just slide it off and then slide it back on, just like that. So I have several of these magazines, or this one I have handy around. That's for the ACP. But anyways, this one's the Pioneer for this brand. As you see, it's not as sturdy, but generally speaking, it's good enough, but it's not as nice as the other one I'm about to show you. So this one's the ACP. It's lighter, I'd say by maybe half a pound, or a little bit more than half a pound than its older dude. And the magazine, it's a lot more sturdier, and the reason why is because it's on a rail. Okay, and here we go. You can see there's a nice rail system right here that it goes on to. Oops. So that looks like much nicer cocking system than the older system. Again, that was the safety. Same thing, CO2 cartridge. Even more accurate than the old one. The old one's pretty good too. Maybe one of these days I'll take these out and pop some targets so you guys can see the difference. It's lighter. Oh yeah, sorry, that's something I didn't speak about. The field stripping it. Both of these use the pins. You pull out the locking pin, and then these guys come out, and you just take it apart. Not going to do it in this video. The reason why is because I'll show it to you on the War Sensor. This is the heaviest one in all of this here. By how much more? I think about by a whole pound, maybe more than this guy. So this was lightest, medium, heaviest. Okay, this guy's the heaviest. But I like it the best because this one is one of the most accurate markers I've had. Fit and finish on it is just beautiful. As I mentioned, 2005. Can't really tell. And look at that, 2005. It already has the nice clocking system, whereas I told you for this guy, you know, it took them a few years to kind of do the same thing on this marker. I'm talking a little bit quieter right now, also because I've been up since 3 a.m. yesterday doing work, but safety tab as well. Oop. Hang on here, something's wrong. I think I pushed it. Okay, there you go. Okay, so same system. Gives you the ring so you can easily reload your paintball in there. Unlike the other one, notice how I didn't even bother taking it off because you have to kind of struggle with it. Whereas this one is just a pull tab on the ring. And then you can just stick it back in just like that, so you can get those clear tubes and then just pour it right in. It's on the side instead of the top. Easily locks in. And you notice how on these guys, when I'm trying to take it off, I'm pushing into my thigh here so I can pull this part back and this up in order to take out the magazine, and then I slide it back in. You saw it, right? I'm going to show you with this guy. You can actually keep your eyes still on your enemies, so you can, you know when they're advancing on you. And this guy, all you have to do is just slide it out, just like that. Now you see why I like this one so much more better. The engineering and the time that they spent on researching on how a pistol marker should work out in the field, they did a great job. And same thing, oops, hang on, sorry. So I was using my stomach for a little help there, but you can usually do that on the field no problem. So same thing, just like that. Very easy. So I usually have like my secondary magazine on the side. Once I'm done, take this one off, put that one back on, right back in the game. Off you go. So this was this War Sensor Zeus G1. And then the next one that I favored was the ACP, simply because it's lighter and the magazine build is a little bit better. But again, you know, it just doesn't come off as easily. But I honestly use this one a lot just because a lot of other people have it out there, and you know, I got a bunch of different magazines for this one. I have like 3 or 4 more, so I have more to play with. The Zeus I only have 2, and there's only 2 for this guy as well. This one, because of the balance of the weight, it's more like the Zeus, so I like it more than this guy, even though he's lighter. Yeah, those are my pistol markers. So anyone who paints ball out there, if you've used these markers before, leave a comment. Tell me which one you like more and why, and at the same time tell me which one you use more out in the field versus when you're just shooting in the backyard and having some fun, which one you prefer to use. Because ultimately I like this guy the most, but just because he's my favorite, I just don't feel like banging up on the field anymore, so I use that, you know, in the yard and things like that. When I go out to the field, I use this guy because it gives me similar weight balance as the Zeus does, and parts for it is still readily available, and it's cheap to replace.